Hi, Paula Connor here with Inside Out Consciousness Consulting, and I wanted to take a few minutes today just to introduce myself to you and one of the services that I offer. I have the Indigo Biofeedback device, which is certified by Health Canada to reduce the stress in your body. The biofeedback works on the premise that the body is electrical in nature, incredibly intelligent, intuitive, and can heal itself. It can rejuvenate itself when the stressors are removed from the body. So when you come for a session, you're put in a harness. I'm going to show a clip at the end with one of my clients who volunteered to demo the system. But basically you sit in a head harness and you have wrist and ankle straps that are attached to you. The system is actually over here, put it over there, just really quickly over there. And so you're in the head harness. This can be done remotely as well if you are not coming to the studio. But once you're in the head harness or once you're set up onto the system, we conduct something called an EDR. It's an electrodermal reactivity test or a skin temperature test. Because there are over 12,000 common frequencies of stressors found in the human body inside the Indigo Biofeedback device. So when the system does this EDR, it's conducting essentially a roll call, and its system is communicating with your body, your unconscious, your innate intelligence, and your body is responding saying, yes, I've got stress here. And once we have the EDR test completed, we can see what's going on with your body, and we address all components: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And here's a really good example as to why it's important to do that. We can't just focus on the biochemical aspects of the body. We have to look at the other components too, because your whole being. One of our instructors had one of his clients was a mom and a son, and he was working with the son, the child, on the system. And the top, out of those 12,000 stressors, top 40 of those were connected to oats. And of course, mom realized that she's been feeding, for breakfast, the little boy had been having oats every day. So she removed that, because obviously that was a sensitivity, or potentially he was having reactions to that oats, to eating the oats, removed that from his diet, and reported back to the instructor that that little boy was no longer having nightmares just by making one change. So this can have profound effects. So from a physical perspective, after the EDR is completed, we can see if you've got nutritional deficiencies, as I just mentioned, or have sensitivities or allergies towards certain foods or certain pieces of your environment. We can even see if you're using a cell phone too much on the side of your head. Nutritional deficiencies, if there's malabsorption, if you're having a hard time digesting amino acids, essential fatty acids, or minerals. How the adrenals are functioning, if they're stressed, how your hormones are operating. And we would look at the top organ, because as I mentioned, if one organ is completing over 700-800 functions in the body, it's really beneficial to support that one organ in coming back to homeostasis, because the cascade effect of all those knock-on components, those other pieces that the organ works on, they can be brought into homeostasis as well during the session. That's what we do using frequencies. From an emotional perspective, we can see your emotional stressors. We know without question there's an emotional component connected to every physical ailment. And then from a spiritual perspective, we can do some really cool things there with respect to the chakras being the major energy centers within the body. Base chakra, the root chakra, called Muladhara, is red in nature, and it governs the bowels and the large intestine. So if you've got constipation, as an example, that means you're holding on to your shit. Sorry, but you're holding on to stuff that you need to let go. So you get to see all of those components. When you leave with the write-up, and then you can see what came up, what the what was stressed at the beginning of the session, and what we did during the session, and what it looks like afterwards. You leave with your write-up, and then you now have the knowledge and education and are empowered to take a much more proactive approach to your own well-being and can make changes based on what came up with your session. So that's a little bit about Indigo Biofeedback. I'm local to the community halfway between Barrie and Orillia. And please like and share this video if it was beneficial to you. I've got some other upcoming series, one on building your EQ. We're going to do an A to Z on emotions. And I'm heading to Peru in a week to do some more work with the ayahuasca plant medicine. That's the picture that you can see up there when I was there back in 2014. So please stay tuned for that. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.